Hi, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Sarang, and I'm the founder of SuperCraft. And today we're going to be using SuperCraft to design a poster for this new brand that we're working with. They're called Allbrew. And the design brief that we have is that they're launching this new product, which is a non-alcoholic beer. And they want us to design a new packaging design for the can. And they also plan to launch an ad campaign that they plan to put on subway station displays. So what they've asked us is to also design a poster for the can that they can place on the displays on wherever they want to put it. Along with that, they've also given us these two assets of the logo types of the brand, and they've also told us that the brand color that they're going for is cool gray. And obviously, this is a completely made up situation that I've asked ChatGPT to give me. And this is how I actually test the software internally. I give myself design briefs and then I try to make them to see how far I get. I'm going to keep this video extremely short. I mean, I'm going to try to keep it short. I'm not going to get into the fundamentals of design, or I'm not going to explain too much in detail on what every node does. This is meant to be just a follow along kind of a tutorial. If you want any more information on what each of these nodes do, you are welcome to check this link over here, the user manual. It has everything you would need. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start with the poster first. And the reason for that is because once we get the poster, once we get the look of the poster, we get a better idea of what the can should look like and what is the overall visual aesthetic that we're going for. So I'm going to start with a sketch, and you don't have to be an expert at a sketch. You just need a rough wireframe of what you think the poster should look like. And this is actually the superpower of Supercraft, where you don't necessarily need to sketch out like a whole thing. You just need a brief idea of what you're going for. So what I have in mind now is I'm going to put some text here on the left, and to have some sort of a visual hierarchy, I'm going to have the can placed here, like so, slightly tilted. Actually, wait, it needs to be slightly here. Um, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want the can to sort of direct the attention towards the text. Okay. All right. So this is where our can is going to be, and then I'll also like a tiny logo type over here uh, for the company's logo. And I think that's it. I think that's a pretty good first base to start with. So I'm going to save this. Now the next step is going to be we're going to need a very comprehensive prompt. And the reason for that is because most of the image generation models, they work better the more descriptive your prompt is. So that's why I'm going to use the prompt generator node. And this workflow here, it basically just takes in the entire design brief and generates a prompt for you. So I'm going to type in literally the whole description of what I'm trying to do here. Design, let me zoom it up a little bit. Okay, design for a poster of a non-alcoholic uh, beer. The can is on the right side of the poster. On the left, we have a short paragraph of text. On the bottom left, we have the company logo, and the brand color is cool gray. All right, so this is what we have. Let's see what it comes up with. Now it's going to give us a pretty large prompt, and I'm not going to read all of it. The best way to sort of debug that prompt is to just create the image and see what it gives us. So to do that, I'm going to create the enrich node. And this is going to be the most common thing that you're going to use because this is the node that will convert any rough wireframe like this or a sketch that you draw into like a fuller render. So there's two ways to add this. Basically, I can just like drag and drop and do this, or I can just also click this button. It does the exact same thing. So now I'm going to connect the text node to this, and I'm going to turn this think off because what it does is it essentially internally optimizes the prompt. It looks at the image, it looks at the prompt, and then it further optimizes the prompt internally. But since we already have a pretty comprehensive prompt here, I'm going to skip that. It also adds a lot of latency to the generation. So it's right now, I'm just going to skip it. So, all right, let's see what it gives us now. Okay, this is pretty good. I mean, it is kind of capturing the aesthetic that I'm going for. Let's create a few more and see if it gives us something new. All right, so I think I like this one the best. And again, like at this point, we don't really care if the text is, garbage. At this point, we're just going for the overall look. We're just trying to concept stuff. We're not trying to go for the fuller design. So I actually want to add some more detail on this. So I'm gonna tell it add elements of um, add elements that would convey a sense of being healthy. And I'm going to regenerate the prompt and let's see now what it gives us. Okay, all right. I like this one. I mean, I'm not sure if we have any sort of an herb in the beer, but I'm liking the designs that it's creating. Okay, so I mean, I like this one. I think this is a pretty, I mean, since we don't really have a lot of constraints on what type of a beer, what type of flavor, etc., we're going for, um, I'm just gonna go with things that I like visually for now. But in reality, I think you want to add in all those details in your prompt so that, like right now, there's some sort of leaf here, and that'll get replaced with whatever you want to try to put in. So just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna keep this as the base design. And now the uh, the next step is going to be how do we create things that look more like this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this down and I'm going to enrich this one further. I think I want like a slightly darker background. So I'm just going to add it. Um, dark off-white background. Okay, just going at the can. But it's still pretty good. I mean, the one thing good about uh, using diffusion models is it often surprises you in a good way. Yeah, I think this is pretty good, so I'm going to stick with this for now. Okay, so the next step is going to be how do we replace this can and this garbage gibberish with stuff that we actually want. So for this, we're going to need two things. First, we're going to need the design of the actual can itself, and then we're going to need the copy that we want to put here. So let's start with the can. So to do this, I'm going to follow a very similar workflow, but this time instead of drawing the sketch, I'm going to generate one. So a plain can minimal. Actually, I can just use the sketch one. I think it's better, it's faster. Okay, perfect. So let's use this one. I'm going to add in the logo in the sketch itself. So this is the composer node, and what it does is it lets you layer images on top of each other. So we have this logo that they've given us. All right, so I'm going to click on this image and I'm going to blow it up so that it covers the whole canvas. And then I'm going to place this here, like so, maybe slightly down. Okay, this should do it. And now we can use the same workflow that we did before. Actually, I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have um, erased the prompt that we had. But all right, so I'm gonna do it again. Design for a can of non-alcoholic beer. The uh, the brand name is Olive Brew, and the brand color is cool gray. Add elements of being healthy. Okay. Ooh. I think it's too 3D though. Like the barley or whatever that is. So I'm gonna keep creating more. But you see how quickly we can concept stuff? Okay, I like this one. Okay, so if it keeps creating similar designs, I think one way to sort of change that is to change the prompt. So I'm gonna refresh the prompt here, and then hopefully it'll create new stuff now. No. Okay. I like this one. Hmm. Okay. Uh, I think my favorite, and I could keep doing this all day, but I'm gonna try to keep this video short. Um, I think I like this one a lot. I'm not really sure why. It has a nice contrast. I also like this leaf, but like I said, we're kind of concept stuff. We're not trying to get to the final version yet. Uh, so let's stick with this one. So now the next step is gonna be how do we take this, the initial poster that we came up with, and we replace this can with the one that we just made. So to do that, first, um, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to remove this one. So I'm gonna use the in paint and I'm gonna draw on top of this can, and I'm gonna say remove. Gone. We still have the shadow, but I think that could be handy because we're gonna have another can on there. Um, So to place this one, I'm gonna first remove the background. So now the background's gone, and now I'll use the same thing that I did before. This will become our first layer. This will become our second layer. And we are gonna align it like so. Okay, there's something off with the shadows. There's more stuff you can do to fix that with in paint and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna get into that for now. I think I'm liking this what we have over here. Now the next step is how do we get rid of this text and put our own? So we save this and we do something similar like we did before. We remove all of this. While we're at it, I'm also going to remove this because I think I want to add the logo in here. So I'm going to say remove. All right. Um, Now for the copy, actually I have, we want to add the copy on top of it, right? So for that, we'll use the text image. And I'm still working on the names of the nodes. Um, so if you have any suggestions for like a better name for this node, I'm all ears. Um, Actually, I asked ChatGPT for like a good copy for a non-alcoholic beverage, and what it told me was all the hops, none of the hangover. Pretty cool, no? Okay, I'm gonna put Arial Black, and for the color, I'm actually gonna borrow a color from the can itself. This one. All right. So now we have the vector image of this text, and we can also add the logo that the company gave us. And we combine all these three things in our trusty old composer node. The first layer, the second layer, and see how this is first. Okay, I think I like this. I mean, people with more experience probably are gonna create way more beautiful stuff, but for now I'm gonna stick with this. Um, mm, Perhaps we can add the black one. Let's try both actually. I think for now let's keep this, and this is gonna be the first version. And where's the black one? Here. Oh boy, it's far. I'm gonna borrow it here and replace. Okay, so now we have these two designs as our candidates. This is the first one, this is the second one. And ideally, you want to get feedback on this one first. So I'm gonna, in a real world scenario, I'm gonna send this entire board using the share option and get some feedback on like which designs they like and not. But for this video, I'm just gonna pause at this point here. One thing that you could do is once you have like some base design that you like, you can literally ask it to like create more variations. So create uh, more variations of this alt brew poster design. And the strength here is super important. It's very sensitive to the strength that you put. 0 means nothing's going to happen, and 1 means the entire image is going to change. So I like to use somewhere between zero point 0.7 and zero point 0.8, and let's see what it comes up with. Hopefully, it doesn't change a lot of stuff, but let's see. I mean, this is always a surprising thing. It gives you surprising results, is what I mean. Botanica can, all the flowers, they regaris. No clue what it's trying to say, but at least the can got a little bit better. I think we need to tell it. It has the text, all the hops, none of the hang, or on the left, the can says alt brew on it. Okay, yeah, so this is the second version. I can keep creating all these, and this is where I think sometimes it surprises us. Um, like it capitalized the A for some reason. Oh, it's probably because I put the A. Yeah. Yeah, nice. I can do the same thing with this version. And the secret of like prompting is you really need to describe um, what you want to create visually. Like imagine as if you're trying to explain what you want to create visually to a blind person so that they can, in their head build a world of like what you're trying to tell them. Ooh, nice. This is oh, I like this. Special Polaritfer, whatever language that is. But you can easily replace that. Oh, it also added a social media thing over here. I didn't think of that. That's pretty sick. None if the hangover, but like whatever. I mean, I really want to. I'm just gonna do it. Let's see if this fixes it. Okay. I think I fumbled with the mask, but hey, at least it's spelling it nicely now. But whatever. You get the point. Um, So I really hope this gave you a very quick understanding of what SuperCraft is capable of. What I want you to take away from this is we started with this. All right, we started with this. A child could draw this. And we, through natural language, we created all of these different variations. And we did a bunch of diffusion kung fu, AI kung fu, and we ended up with these beautiful designs for our poster and also the can. So I really hope this helped you out, and I hope that you like my way of explaining things. A lot of times, since I build this, I get tunnel visioned into the way I think. So it'll really help me out if you put down in the comments what you think about this workflow. If you have any feedback on what more I can add to this product, to Supercraft, I mean, not to Outbrew. And if you have any feedback, any suggestions, or any questions, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments. Thank you so much for if you made it this far, and have a wonderful day. See ya.